What is going on, Nuggets Nation, NBA fans? My name is Tom Leuthner. Welcome back to another episode of Nuggets Today, presented by FanArch. There are some things I want to cover, and that is a few of the guys I didn't cover from the previous Summer League game, or the first Summer League game for Denver. And I know I got to some guys I think that we were all expecting me to talk about, but I want to get to, like I said, a couple guys I didn't talk about. The first guy is the backup point guard. Boo, I believe it's Bowie or Bowie, I believe it's pronounced. And I think he played pretty well. Now, you look at what he did in the game for Denver, played 12 minutes, scored 10 points, had 3 rebounds, only 1 assist, but he shot 1 for 3 from 3, 2 for 5 from the field. And I think those are pretty solid minutes, realistically, as a backup point guard. Now, you look at the other guys who actually played pretty good. Reese Beakman, who's somebody I'm going to get to, and the other guy who, like I said, I saw him, some potential in him playing as a, small or a big guard, a forward, guard forward combo, and that was EJ Liddell, who played 28 minutes, had 12 points, 11 rebounds. And then obviously you have your guys who are bringing up the ball. Deron Holmes, they gave the opportunity to. You had Hunter Tyson bringing up the ball here and there. Spencer Jones was pushing it. But Boo played pretty well. Now, I was doing my research on him, and he is actually in the G League. He's on the Westchester Knicks, which is pretty interesting because he has experience against NBA players. Now, he's 25 years old, going to turn 26 within the new year. Now, I know Denver is sort of stacked up at the guard position with smaller guards in their G League system, and obviously with Jalen Pickett there right now. Now, they brought in Tamar Bates as a guard. I know he's bigger than Boo. They have Jalen Pickett as their backup point guard right now. They have Jamal Murray as a starter. And I think that Denver is still lacking that ball handling from the bench. I talked about Curtis Jones and Tamar Bates, and they sort of struggled a little bit. But I was looking at Boo's stats, and I don't know if I would bring him in, but I do like his game. Now, he averaged 11 points in the G League, 2.6 rebounds, 3.4 assists, but his shooting splits were pretty good. I mean, he shot 41 from the field, which I guess you could say is not amazing, but he shot just about 37% from 3, which again is above league average in the NBA. So I wouldn't be too mad about it. I mean, he was taking 6.3 3-point attempts per game and shooting almost 40%, which is pretty good. But like I said, Jalen Pickett right now is the backup ball handler. I know Denver is lacking backup ball handling, but I wouldn't mind maybe giving him the two-way option. But I don't really see it happening with Tamar, with Curtis Jones, and obviously with Jalen Pickett being there. Now, the next guy I want to talk about is the complete opposite of Boo, and that is the backup center. That is Terrell Harrison. Now, I've played with some when I was younger, I played with some guys who were just getting into basketball, and they were a lot taller, and they were very awkward when it came to moving around and running and trying to develop a skill set. And I think that's what that Terrell Harrison's game reminded me of in the first half. Now, he ended the game doing pretty well. I mean, he had 13 points, 8 rebounds, 5 for 8 from the field, 1 assist. But what sort of drew me away is he is 7'1" and got out-rebounded by EJ Liddell and got out-rebounded by Hunter Tyson. Now, I know Tyson's a vet when it comes to the Summer League, so you can't really be too mad because he's going to do what he needs to do, and he is an NBA caliber player. So he's going to get out-rebounded. I guess EJ Liddell is as well. He's been in the NBA here and there. Obviously, injuries have sort of derailed his career for now at least, but I don't know how I really felt about his minutes. He didn't shoot any threes. Like I said, he looked very awkward. He looked like he didn't know what to do with the ball. Anytime he touched the ball in the first half, he looked bad. And it looked like he didn't know how to dribble a basketball or play basketball at all. So I'm not sure what Denver's going to do, especially since they're lacking a backup big at this moment because the Jonas news isn't confirmed yet. So, like I said, he looked very awkward. He looked very weird when it came to playing. I would like to see some minutes for him. I think that he would need to be spot on for Denver to give him a contract or even consider him for the two-way because, like I said, the Jonas news isn't guaranteed. They do have Deron Holmes, and they're still in the mix for Al Horford because Al Horford hasn't signed anywhere. So there's another center option I want Denver to look at or at least give an opportunity to, and that is Ibu Baji. Now, I've talked about Ibu here and there. I've been speaking in the community about Ibu, 7'1" center, just like Terrell, but he is a defensive anchor. Now, Terrell wasn't, I mean, it didn't look like he was that great defensively, but Ibu's the complete opposite of Terrell. Terrell almost looked like he was going to be an offensive option. They give the ball to him in the post. He makes his own moves, gets to the rim, finishes when he needs to. Ibu is more of a, he's going to grab the rebound, put it back, and have a massive, nasty dunk, or he is going to swat you at the rim on defense, run in transition, and a lob is going to be thrown to him. Now, like I said, he did not play. It was a coach's decision, I assume. Munson didn't want to give him the opportunity. I'm hoping that he does get an opportunity. As well as KAE. I'm not going to pronounce that name until I listen to about 150 videos on it, because I know people are gonna get upset with my pronunciation of the name, because it is a little bit of a crazy name. But I think that Ibu could be a good two-way center for Denver, realistically. He's a guy who has a little bit of NBA experience, not much. I mean, Terrell Harrison, I think they say played like 48 seconds in an NBA game. Ibu had a few games, I believe, on Portland for a little while. So I wouldn't mind if Denver gave him the opportunity in the summer league and let him maybe try to work for a two-way contract. I think that we saw the Terrell Harrison minutes that we needed to. I think next game, or I would hope next game, they go and transition into the Ibu Baji minutes and let him attempt to get his opportunity instead of playing small ball with Duran at the 5. And there's one guy that I want to talk about. Last guy, Reese Beakman, and he started at point guard. And like I said, he played pretty well. Didn't shoot the ball an insane amount. He took 5 shots, and Denver is still lacking that backup point guard. Like I've covered multiple times. Jalen Pickett is currently the backup point guard for Denver right now. I don't think they have a primary ball handler off the bench besides Pickett. I know that Bruce Brown is listed on the depth chart as the backup point guard for Denver, but I would like for them to either bring somebody in rather than have Brucey run the 1, or maybe look to give Pickett those minutes and have him, like I said yesterday, split 2 days ago rather, split those kinds of minutes with a guy like Landry Shamet or DeLon Wright or Campaign, even though people weren't high on that. Anybody of that caliber where you can split minutes, one guy gets the opportunity here, then Jalen Pickett gets the opportunity there. But going back to Reese Beakman, he shot 3 for 5. Now, he had 2 rebounds at guard, which doesn't really mean much because I'm not going to expect a guard to go out and get 10 rebounds, but he had 7 points and he was able to dish the ball. He led the team in assists. He had 6 assists, which is pretty good, and nobody on the team was even close to him when it came to passing the ball and assists. I mean, played 20 minutes, 6 assists. The highest, amount of assists besides him was 2 per, and it was Hunter Tyson had 2, Keontae Johnson had 2, Curtis Jones had 2, and Tamar Bates had 2. So it looked like he is going to be a point guard that's going to dish the ball this summer league and find his open guys. And I hope that maybe he shows a little bit of hope and Denver gives the 2-way to him then as a backup ball handler that they could bring up, call down when they need to. But until then, we are still searching for a backup big, and we are still searching for a backup ball handler, primary ball handler, if we're not moving in the direction of Jalen Pickett just yet. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today, Nuggets Nation. We do have another Summer League game later on, so I can't wait to watch that, see what the decision is for Coach Munson, and maybe Ibu Baji does get his minutes, and I get I'm a happy camper. But until then, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're just under 1,000 subscribers, so let's try to hit that button and get us to 1,000. And I appreciate all your guys' support. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.